Are Manchester United falling behind in the transfer race? This is the question that I need to talk about today, and we need to absolutely crack down on, because it is something that would absolutely get a consensus of where we are and where we need to be August 15th, because the Premier League starts very soon, less than 2 months, and we need to get this going. Manchester United finished 15th in the Premier League last season. Their worst top flight season since 1973-1974. At that particular time, I was not even being thought about being conceived. You get me? That's how far back Manchester United had this kind of season, and we have repeated it in 2024-2025. Despite this, the transfer activity has been cautious and heavily reliant on player sales. This, to me, is a problem, and this is a problem we are going to be talking about. So get ready, buckle up, get some popcorn, and let's get this party started. Confirmed signings so far: Matheus Cunha from Wolves for around 62.5 million euros. A promising start. It started really well because it was the 1st of June. Matheus Cunha signed, he was announced, and he is beautiful in every single part of the announcement video. And I can't wait to see Matheus Cunha as a Manchester United player, because he has everything in his power to become a cult hero, and if he does what I believe he can do, he will become a legend of Manchester United. So that's first things first. Second thing, in terms of the confirmed signings that we have so far, is Diego Leon, because a lot of people forget that we have gotten Diego Leon, a left back that is absolutely a unit. He's going to be joining Manchester United when he turns 18 in July. I want you guys to get that. And then we have Harley Emsden-James, who is also a young player, a young defender. However, these are development signings. That's one thing that we need to understand. Yes, there's talent in it. Yes, we absolutely have really good players coming in, and I have to give Jason Wilcox a lot of credit, because we have seen him do it with Aiden in Heaven. We all thought Aiden Heaven was going to be an academy player that would graduate slowly into the first team, but Aiden Heaven came in, got a first team number, and actually played some games at the latter stage of the season when things are actually getting tough. And we actually see that he can keep up in the Premier League. And so that's kudos to Jason Wilcox. So hopefully Diego Leon and Harley James can actually just be of that kind of caliber. Now the big names that have been linked, but no breakthrough yet. This is where I get frustrated. Manchester United started with the likes and going in for the likes of Liam Delap, a very good striker that had 12 goals in the Premier League and had a value of £30 million because his side got relegated. But Manchester United couldn't close the deal due to the fact that they did not qualify for Europe, losing drastically and very, very unceremonially in the Europa League final to Tottenham Hotspur. You understand? To Tottenham Hotspur. However, now Manchester United have pivot. We have done a pivot into our plan B, plan C, and plan D, with the likes of us being linked to Bryan Mbeumo, linked to Hugo Ekitike, Viktor Gyökeres, and Victor Osimhen. All these players are huge players that coming into Manchester United will raise the floor and absolutely smash open the ceiling. But guess what? Negotiations upon negotiations. Hugo Ekitike and Bryan Mbeumo are top targets, but negotiations are ongoing and are very, very complicated, especially for Hugo Ekitike. Hugo Ekitike is 22 years of age, scored about 22 goals last season in all competitions for Eintracht Frankfurt, but Eintracht Frankfurt are looking forward to 100 million euros for the 22-year-old. Manchester United are not going to be playing that game. We do not have the money, nor do we even have the mind to go put in that amount of money for somebody that is not proven yet. He has done well in the Bundesliga, but we all remember what he did at PSG. He did not do the greatest. And so we need to start looking very, very clearly in these situations. Bryan Mbeumo, a Premier League proven player. One thing we know for sure is Bryan Mbeumo, to me, is a signing that could be the signing of the summer because of how well he plays and how well he fits into this Rúben Amorim system. That's what Bryan Mbeumo brings. But guess what? There is a lot of complications in this situation also. If you guys have not read Andy Meeting's interview with Omar Benrada, who is the CEO of Manchester United, you need to go read it. Because the fact that we know that Bryan Mbeumo has given Manchester United priority and told the world that he wants to join Manchester United. However, his coach that made him who he is and made him a name in the Premier League has now joined Spurs. And the rumors that are coming out is that Spurs are willing to actually go in for Bryan Mbeumo again because they were in for him when he chose Manchester United. This is with the arrival of Thomas Frank. They are using this ability to tempt Bryan Mbeumo. And Manchester United cannot continue this lackadaisical style of holding on in terms of the negotiations. Yes, we need to get the right amount of money, the right value for the bucks, but you need to do it fast. Efficiency is needed to be it needs to be plastered in front of Carrington. We need to be efficient in our time and going for these players. Viktor Gyökeres is reported to be keen, but Arsenal are leading the race. This is another striker that is literally looking at us and going by. He is literally going to our rivals in Arsenal. But guess what? We have an opportunity. We have an opportunity for Viktor Gyökeres. We already know the drama that comes with Viktor Gyökeres. However, Sporting are still there saying nobody has made a bid for Viktor Gyökeres. We have gotten reports from the likes of Florian Plettenberg, Fabrizio Romano, and even Dave Ornstein about what Sporting wants. Let's go negotiate. Let's go kick the tires. Let's see what actually drops from the bonnet of this situation. And then we can respond. But guess what? I'm not hearing anything. We are not hearing anything. And this all ties to the fact of us having financial restrictions. Our financial constraints are really, really bad. And the PSR pressure is mounting and keeps on mounting. Of course, we saw what the Athletic put out. And Manchester United are fourth in a really good place. But Manchester United have basically £151 million to spend this summer without having any pressure from PSR. And with the likes of Matheus Cunha being 62 to 63 and what we have rumored for Bryan Mbeumo being 60, we are looking like 30 million remaining. That's not going to buy us a striker. That's where the likes of Liam Delap would have come in play. To be a perfect summer, that we needed this to actually seal the things without even letting go of anybody. But what do we do? Because of that, because we couldn't land Liam Delap, now we go into the plan B. United's spending is limited due to the financial fair play and their failure to qualify for Europe. Now we have to react. Now we have to focus on the fact that we need players to leave the club. Players like Rashford, Sancho and Anthony. Those players are very crucial in us unlocking the funds that we can use to then buy players to revamp this squad. To buy players that will get Manchester United back into challenging for the Premier League. That is what we are facing. But nothing pisses me off more than the missed opportunities. The missed opportunities. Nothing pisses me off more than that. Because you look at our rivals Liverpool and Arsenal are moving very fast. Moving very fast in the league, in the transfer window. United risk losing out on key targets if we continue to delay. I want to say this. Manchester United had an opportunity and had interest in Milos Kerkesh. Milos Kerkesh is probably going to Liverpool for 40 million euros. That is a deal that we could have pulled off. That is a deal that we could have pulled off. Now I understand that we got Patrick Dogu and we got Diego Leon coming in. But can you imagine if we had a squad depth of Dogu, Kerkesh and Leon? Can you just think about it? Liverpool are going in. We had an opportunity for Jeremy Frimpong. They have snatched him up. This is where it gets really, really testy. It gets really, really problematic. I just hope that Tottenham's appointment of Thomas Frank may not derail Manchester United's pursuit for Mbeumo, because that will be a slap in the face. That right there will truly be a really, really hard time for me to swallow. Pause. However, this is a new era under Rúben Amorim. It is a new era. Amorim, we know, has a clear tactical vision with the 3-4-3. But the thing about this situation is he needs the right players to play and execute this formation. He does. Without even thinking about too much, he does need the right players in this situation. This summer is very, very pivotal. Failure to back him in the summer could lead to another disappointing season. And guess what? We will lose Rúben Amorim in the process. And that cannot happen. Because I truly believe that Rúben Amorim is one person that could take Manchester United to fighting shape. Could whip Manchester United back into fighting shape. It's literally thunder outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But just me saying that, you can literally hear the heavens confirm. Now the fan sentiment and their expectations. After years of underperformance, fans are demanding bold moves. Fans are demanding bold moves, and that is what Manchester United needs to offer. We need to go into the market and get a very, very talented, surefire, somebody that can give us 20 goals a season in our striker position. We need to still go into the market to revamp our midfield, because the likes of Casemiro, finding his form, will not be able to play 38 games next season. He just will not be able to do that. And we should not ask a 33 going on 34-year-old to do that for Manchester United. We need someone like Edison that has 4 lungs in his body to absolutely do that. With Casemiro leading the way in terms of making sure they understand what it means to play for Manchester United. Is Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his new regime ready to deliver? That is the question we need to ask. And that is the question that needs to be put forward to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Omar Berrada, and Dave Bradford. I know Dave has stepped back, but brother, I read your book, and that idea of very, very small increments getting better in every single way, I believe in it. And I feel that you need to bring it to Manchester United. And you haven't done the job yet. So get back to work. Let me know what you guys think about this situation down in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Comment down below what you think about this situation. And turn on your notifications so you do not miss anything that we do here on Pillar Sports. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.